morning everyone and welcome to our ESPRIT demo session. In this video you will see an overview of the ESPRIT milling cycles. We will see the machining cycles from 2.5 milling to 5-axis simultaneous. In ESPRIT you can import the most common CAD format. Importing a native CAD file will let you have the CAD feature tree directly in ESPRIT, and this will let you save a lot of time. In this case, the operator will recognize single features. Another great advantage of the direct importation is that you can apply the machinings to a revision of the CAD design project. For instance, if you apply a pocketing operation and then insert the parameters and tools, you will only need to update the CAD file and the machining process will be applied to the new CAD design with just one click. We will now see an overview of the 2.5 axis operation on this aerospace part. In ESPRIT you can of course move the part in the space. Moreover, you have a CAD for CAM as well. You can cover holes, extrude surfaces and much more. A key feature in ESPRIT is the integrated simulation and environment. The ESPRIT simulation is a digital twin of the real machine, and the final goal is to create safe and accurate CNC code. You can switch in any moment from the programming environment to the simulation. You can even undock the simulation environment and move to a double screen to have the complete control of the situation. In ESPRIT, you have an easy interface that lets you create and manage any type of tool, both for milling and turning. The self-guided interface will let you manage and edit any type of tool. Once you enter the simulation environment, you will see the preview of the tool with the dynamic interface. The user can see in real time in the digital twin of the machine the changes he's making in the interface. ESPRIT is a cloud-enabled CAM software, and you can create and import tools from the machining cloud, available for free on the internet. Accessing the online catalog, you can import the tool that fits best your machining. Once the list of tools is available with cutting parameters, you can see the detailed preview of the tools to check every details. The imported tool through Machining Cloud has a very realistic preview in ESPRIT. With Machining Cloud, you can not only import tools in ESPRIT, but also any type of work-holding products. We will now have an overview of the 2 and 5 axis milling cycles, such as pocketing, contouring, and drilling. Before starting, the user has to define the part to check any collision on, and the stock that can be a block, a bar, or you can import an external file. Once the part and the stock are defined, we can start with the milling operations. To start with a facing operation, you just need to click on the face you have to machine, and the system will automatically generate the most useful tool and cutting parameters. Of course, you can select another tool in the drop-down menu. After revising the parameters, you just need a click and the operation will be created soon. You can also do a manual facing, controlling the mouse manually where you want the toolpath to be distributed on. You just need to click on Confirm and the cycles will be created. Later, you can start the simulation. In the simulation status bar, you have feed and speed of the tool and the total cycle time. The same strategy can be used to machine with different cycles. You only need to touch surface to be machined. Suppose we have to do a pocketing in some areas. You have to touch in the bottom of the surface and then select the pocketing operation. A new window will follow with all editable parameters. Just click on OK to confirm the operation. In ESPRIT, you have the profit milling cutting strategy that is using the full length of the cutting tool, optimizing chip load and reducing drastically cutting times. Once clicked on OK, the system provides the preview of the operation. Of course, you can simulate and verify the toolpath. To create a profit milling cycle, you use the same procedure. Touch the bottom of the surface and select Profit Milling in the strategy. A new window will appear with cutting tool parameters. The toolpath will be completely different, with smoothed direction changes. The main difference is that you work with all the length of the tool, reducing cutting times and saving tool life. To apply the contouring machining, you only need to select the edge of the faces and then choose the contouring cycle for the menu. A following menu will appear with all parameters for tool, feed and speed, and other cutting parameters. The drilling cycles use the same workflow. You only need to select the automatic hole recognition. A window will be shown where you can filter different diameters. Of course, you can also probe the solid. Of course, the user can edit the parameter of the holes. Let's now watch the simulation. The retract movements are automatically generated and optimized. The green dot shows that there is no problem. Let's now watch the simulation. The retract movements are automatically generated and optimized. The green dot shows that there is no problem. Of course, ESPRIT generates the NC code for your machine tool. The post-processor and the digital machine package are factory certified. In ESPRIT, you can create two different processes within the same file, like in this case, where the same part has two different orientations. In the 3-axis machine cycles, ESPRIT delivers a complete solution to machine any kind of part in the aerospace, automotive, mold making and much more. This part comes from the automotive sector. Here we have created a toolpath with ESPRIT freeform package. The Z-level roughing starts with the definition of the stock. That can be a block, a bar, or a solid file. ESPRIT delivers all semi-finishing and finishing cycles you will ever need. There are many strategies all optimized for all kind of parts. For instance, the global finishing automatically machine walls and floors in the same machining cycles. There is also corner remachining, typical of the mold making sector. Here is an example of the roughing machining. The toolpath is automatically generated from the starting stock. Of course, you can have a preview of the toolpath. The simulation allows the complete control of the process, including the links between each machinings and the rotation and tilting of each axis. The simulation represents low LED and C file that will be generated. The 3D roughing can be enabled with profit milling cycles, the ESPRIT high performance chip removal cycle. The user can choose to generate the final stock with a quicker calculation process. Every 3D test cycle of ESPRIT has the complete control of collision, including tool, tool holder, etc., with the final stock. In collision detection, you have the ability to control if there is any collision, or you can set up the system to generate retract movements. If a collision is detected, a red mark will appear and a report will be generated telling the user where the collision has occurred and how to avoid it, extending the tool. The strategy Avoid Collision by Tilting generates a tool path that can be 3 or 3+2 or 5 axes to tilt the tool to avoid any kind of collision. For 5-axis strategies, ESPRIT delivers a wide application spectrum of strategies for any kind of parts. ESPRIT has impeller machining cycles and port machining as well. The composite 5-axis machining cycle is a general-purpose 5-axis cycle to create roughing, semi-finishing and finishing in 5-axis. The swerve cycle can machine walls with the side of the tool. The 5-axis contouring cycle for chamfer, also in undercut conditions. The typical application of the composite cycle is a cavity where the user does not want to machine with the tip of the tool. ESPRIT creates the cycles with a free collision 5-axis continuous movements. Another typical application is on this part where we don't want to machine with the tip but only with the side of the tool. ESPRIT creates a safe and efficient 5-axis ANSI file. The simulation helps the final user foresee the final result. Let's suppose to create a semi-finishing in the walls. We can use those dwarf cycles that works with only the side of the tool. This is the simulation of the cycle. Of course, ESPRIT can manage multi-pass toolpath with spiral increase to avoid any sign on the final surface. Last but not the least is the managing of a horizontal milling machining center. ESPRIT delivers a powerful and easy strategy. The user can generate the toolpath on a single part, and then, with cut and paste, the tombstone can be populated as desired. The toolpath will be optimized and collision-free. We will see this topic more deeply in one of our following webinars. Thank you for your attention, and don't miss the next webinar on ESPRIT CAM.